And La is for the beginning of La ilaha illallah. Ma is for the messenger Muhammadur Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. My dear brothers and sisters, this is your host Omran Zrikat, and I welcome all of you to another episode in this series of how to teach Al-Qaeda Nuraniyah to children or those who are interested in learning the Quranic text. We so far covered two lessons, lesson number 1 and lesson number 2, and lesson number 1 was about the alphabet, the alphabetical letters or the separate ones, and how to read them and what are the challenges that might face the teacher. And then we moved and talked about the second lesson in the book of the Nouraniyyah Rule, and it is about huruf al-hija al-murakkaba, or how the alphabetical letters they are connecting to each other. And we have mentioned that the letter has 4 forms, the separate one, and then one in the beginning of a word, then the second in the middle, and the last form comes at the end of the word, and how they are changing their forms and connecting to each other. We also said that here we have the letters inside boxes, and these boxes separated from each other, and we should read the contents of each box separately. Like here I should say alif, lam alif, and so on and so forth. And I do not allow the child or the student to connect them to each other because these are separate boxes. And also we said that we can benefit from the coloring of those letters in getting the child to recognize the letter if it is difficult for him to recognize the letter. And we gave an example like here. Once the child says alif, then he moves to the second box. He might not recognize that this is a lam. So instead of saying to him that this is lam, I go here and say, look, this is lam and it is in red. So whatever comes in red here, this should be lam. So lam, so on and so forth until I reach here. Then again I start with kaf. He would come here and he might pause and not know that, and he does not know that this is kaf. So I say this is kaf, they are in red. So whatever comes in red after that, it is kaf, and so on and so forth. And we also said that before starting any new class or lesson, we should do some revision. I will show you how we'll do the revision with Fadi.
في البداية يلا يا فادي نراجع الدرس الأول. تفضل.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
يلا ارفع صوتك.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
نعم يلا. الدرس الأول.
الدرس الأول حروف الهجاء المفردة.
أحسنت. يلا تفضل.
ألف
باء
تا
حط إصبعك الحرف تا
ثا جيم ها خو.
So I go on until I finish the first lesson. Make sure that the child knows all the letters and there are no mistakes in pronunciation, as we said before. Then I move to review whatever is covered in the second lesson.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يلا تفضل. ألف لام ألف لام ألف باء ألف لام ألف لام لام ألف.
So it's good also that I can ask the student or the child to read with me as a teacher, to read together, and we try to align our voices to each other, and I can ask the child to keep pace with me, because one thing is that I want him to pick up the tone. As I said, there is a certain tone while reading the lessons, so I'm trying to make him pick up this tone. We have discussed this earlier. So here we are I'm reading. I'm trying to getting Fadi read with me with the same pitch of voice and the same tone as well. And do not forget as well, we said that before that we always start by reading the title of the lesson, and I ask the child to read the title of the lesson. We continue reviewing.
يلا مرة ثانية. لام ألف لام حاء لام ألف
لام ألف
لام حاء لام ألف
لام ألف
يلا با لام با
با لام با
كاف 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 با
كاف با كاف با كاف ألف
أحسنت.
So I go on like this until I finish what we have covered in the last lesson, and then we continue the same way, in the same manner, until we finish the whole lesson 2 until we get to the last letters here in this last box here, and making sure that he recognize all the letters. That's very important. This is the foundation of Al-Qaida Nuraniyah and the reading also later on. So we must make sure that he knows everything here. We do revision twice, thrice, until we are sure that there are no confusion with any single letter. Alright, now I needed to say that now this is for those maybe who are now following us. Maybe they are not, or they didn't study the Al-Qaida Nuraniyah. This one here, this is a combination of Hamza. So this is the Hamza in separate form, and here also these three forms of Hamza should be read as Hamza, Hamza, Hamza. So I ignore this, we call it in Arabic kursi, and this it means the seat of the Hamza. So the seat doesn't make any difference for the pronunciation of Hamza, because this is Hamza and here is Hamza and he's here Hamza. That's why we call it Hamza, Hamza, Hamza. In schools, learning this as, in school they are teaching them as Alif Hamza or Waw Hamza or Ya Hamza, like this. No, in Al-Qaida Nuraniyah, this is called Hamza, Hamza, Hamza. So we are done with lesson number 2. We are sure now the student actually knows the Arabic letters wherever he sees those letters in any word. And as a test, look, you can pick up any word from the Quran. Like here, for instance, they have put this here, Amma yatasa'alun. You can pick up 2 words from the Quran, for instance, and ask the child to tell you the letters, what letters he is seeing in those words. Like here, Ain, Mim, Ya, Ta, Sin, Hamza, Lam, until he finishes. That is an indication now that he knows the letter, whether they are in separate forms or they are combined or connecting to each other. Now, we have done with, inshallah, lesson 2 and everything and all the challenges that are related to this. And if you have any question later on, you can post your questions and inshallah I can answer them regarding this specific lesson number 2. Now, lesson number 3 is about al-huruf al-muqatta'ah. Alright, those are the letters that comes at the beginning of each and every surah, like Alif Lam Mim, Sad, and so on and so forth. Usually I don't teach the children, especially of young age, like between 4 and 6. I don't really go into this at all. I immediately move to lesson number 4, and I leave this until the end of the book. When I finishes the last lesson, lesson 16, I go back and teach this to the child because now he's more mature, he already knows how to read, so he understands whatever I want to tell him here. There is another approach. I do also with some children. If some children of older age, like 7 to 8, 10, what I do teach them, and depending on their abilities as well of understanding what I'm going to say here, though it is a matter of demonstration, but sometimes I just pick up like one line and I discuss it with them, and then I move to the other, continue with the lessons, and each lesson I cover one line and then the second line, because this one needs a lots of repetition until the child masters how to make the mud and organize or regulate his breath, how to stop, how long to extend the mud, and there is hunna involved in the middle here. That's why these are new things. They are to be discussed later in the later classes and lessons of Al-Qaeda Nuraniyah. So why to waste time with these now? So I leave it, as I said, until the end. So we are not going to do anything about it here. So we'll jump to lesson number 4. Lesson number 4, الدرس الرابع. The title is الحروف المتحركة الحركات فتحة كسرة and then ضمة. This is about the letters and how they are pronounced when they are combined with the harakat, the short vowels, which is a, I, and u. So what is the objective here? Our objective is to get the child read the letters with harakat and to recognize which is fatha, the fatha and the kasra and the dhamma, and how to pronounce the letter with each of those harakat. Harakat means short vowels, as you know. Now, also there is a certain different approach to this lesson depending on the age of the children. With younger children who haven't been introduced yet to fatha and kasra and dhamma, for instance at the school, they have never been in contact, they don't know what are these short vowels or harakat. So what I do, I teach each harakat separately. Okay, before that, let's say that what is our objective for this lesson? Our objective for this lesson is that the child reads the combinations of the harakat like this: Hamza fatha a, Hamza kasra I, Hamza dhamma u, a, u. So I read the first one, the second one, then I join them to each other, and then the third one, then I join them 3 together. Then here, ha fathaha, ha kasrahi, ha hi, ha dhammahu, ha hi hu, ayn fatha'a, ayn kasra'i, a'i, ayn dhamma'u, a'i'u, and so on and so forth until I finishes the lesson. There is another thing here. We are going to introduce 2 new concepts of reading with hijab and without hijab. I will talk about them later. Now, since it might be confusing for some children to start the 3 together, like here, Hamza fatha'a, Hamza kasra'i, a'i, Hamza dhamma'u, a'i'u, this might be confusing, and they will not be able to do it. So what I did, I break it. So the first meeting, I teach them the whole letters with just the fatha. Like I will tell them, this is the letter, this is Hamza, and this is fatha. So first, I want to familiarize the child with the fatha. So I don't start by saying Hamza fatha'a, Hamza fatha'a. He might not get it. So I would just introduce to him what he is seeing. For instance, he is seeing the letter and there is something above it, which is the fatha. So I will start saying Hamza fatha, Ha fatha, Ayn fatha, Ha fatha, and I ask him to do the same for all the letters before we can get to the point where we'll tell him the product or what makes what Hamza for instance makes with fatha. Hamza fatha makes a, Ha fatha makes ha, Ayn fatha makes a. So it's a stepwise. I will show you I'll show you one video how to do it.
يلا يا فادي حط اصبعك هنا يا بابا لو سمحت. الدرس الرابع.
الدرس الرابع.
ارفع صوتك. الدرس الرابع.
الدرس الرابع.
أحسنت. يلا. الحروف المتحركة.
الحروف المتحركة.
الحركات.
الحركات.
فتحة.
فتحة.
كسرة.
كسرة.
ضمة.
ضم.
أحسنت. يلا.
So always we start by reading the title as we agreed. Now we will introduce to Fadi that this is Hamza. He already knows that this is Hamza, but this symbol above it is the first time he sees it, so we tell him that this is the Fatha, and we get him reading the letter with the Fatha alone like this.
يلا شوف هذا همزة فوقيه فتحة، هذا اسمه فتحة. طلع هاي الفتحة صغيرة هنا. شوف شلون بدنا نقرأ. همزة فتحة. يلا قول همزة فتحة.
همزة فتحة.
حط اصبعك على الهمزة. همزة فتحة.
همزة فتحة.
أحسنت. ها فتحة.
ها فتحة.
أحسنت. عين فتحة.
عين فتحة.
يلا هون.
ها.
أيوة.
ها.
حا فتحة.
ها فتحة.
أحسنت. يلا.
عين فتحة.
ممتاز.
So when he reaches Ghain, he started doing it by himself. He could say Ghain Fatha by himself. So we will ask him to do the rest of the letters.
خا فتحة.
أحسنت. يلا. قاف.
قاف فتحة.
أحسنت.
كاف فتحة.
أحسنت. جيم.
جيم. جيم فتحة.
يلا.
شين فتحة.
أحسنت.
So that's enough. Now Fadi will be doing this until the end of the lesson, until he reaches Mim Fatha here. So by this I introduce him the letter, and this symbol above it is called Fatha, and I trained him how to say the letter with the Fatha. Now we move to the next step, where we will teach him when we add the Fatha to the letter, what that letter becomes. Like this: Hamza Fatha, A, Ha Fatha, Ha. And we train him a little bit until he get used to doing it by himself. And I will show you another video.
سنقرأ همزة فتحة أ. همزة فتحة أ. يلا فادي حط اصبعك
همزة فتحة.
هون. حط اصبعك على الهمزة. همزة فتحة أ.
همزة فتحة أ.
أحسنت. يلا. ها فتحة ها. يلا. ها فتحة ها.
ها فتحة.
ها.
ها فتحة ها.
أحسنت. يلا. عين فتحة ع.
عين فتحة ع.
أحسنت. يلا.
So Fadi was having some difficulty in getting used to say the letters with the Fatha, and then tell us what will make of that. So it's difficult for the child for the first time, but he will get used to it with little training. Now one thing is, watch how I touch the letter and the haraka when I read. I say Ha Fatha, and I ask Fadi to do the same when he touches the letter and when he touches the haraka. So he will understand that this is a letter and this is a haraka separate from it. We continue.
ح فتحة ح.
ها فتحة ح.
أحسنت. غين فتحة غ.
غين فتحة غ.
خا فتحة خ.
عين
خا. خا فتحة خ.
خا فتحة غ.
خ
خ
أحسنت. يلا قاف. قاف فتحة ق.
قاف 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 قاف
فتحة. قاف فتحة ق.
قاف
فتحة. قاف فتحة ق. أحسنت. كاف.
كاف كاف
فتحة.
فتحة
أيوة شو بتصير كاف فتحة؟ كاف فتحة ك. يلا كاف فتحة.
كاف فتحة كاف كاف كاف
فتحة.
كاف
مرة ثانية.
So it was difficult to say kaf fatha because kaf ends with fa and then fatha starts with fa. So that was a difficult combination for him. So I'm still trying to make him predict by himself by saying kaf fatha or jim fatha and then wait a little bit so he might be telling me it is ja. So the final product. So let's see here.
تا فتحة
أيوة
تا فتحة تا
يلا صاد فتحة.
صاد فتحة
ص.
صاد صاد فتحة صاد
أحسنت. سين فتحة.
سين فتحة
س.
س
يلا سين فتحة س. سين فتحة س. سين فتحة س. يلا كمان مرة. سين فتحة س. يلا زا فتحة. زا فتحة ز. زا فتحة ز.
زا فتحة ز
يلا ضا.
So until now Fadi is unable to make it by himself. So I'm helping him. I'm repeating lots of repetition to his hearing. Za fatha za fatha za za fatha za. So he gets used to it. So he will know or he might predict also the what will the letter be with the fatha. Actually we kept on doing this until we reach the ba. When we reach the ba fatha, he was able to do it by himself. I will show you.
فا فتحة
ف.
فا
أحسنت. واو فتحة.
واو 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 فتحة
شو واو فتحة؟
واو
و.
و
أحسنت. واو فتحة و.
واو فتحة و
يلا با فتحة.
با فتحة ب
So he could do it by himself here. Ba fatha ba. Now he did it. So all these trials only he succeeded here. And that's normal for a child for the first time to be introduced to the fatha. Once he did the first one, he will do the next one. That's why he could do the meme after that.
أحسنت. يلا ميم فتحة.
ميم 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 فتحة ما
أحسنت. ميم فتحة.
So he could do the meme fatha. So we keep on training the child like this. This is only 5 minutes took him just to finish it with the fathat. Hamza fatha a, ha fatha ha, ayn fatha a. So we did it. He could do the last 2 letters by himself without me having to tell him. And we went back and did again another 2 minutes. I will show you all in one session. All in one session.
دي الدرس الرابع.
الدرس الرابع
الحروف المتحركة.
الحروف المتحركة
الحركات.
Actually, no, it wasn't in one session. I remember now, when he was able to do the ba fatha and the mim fatha, I said, okay, I left him until the second day. The second day we started again and Now this is the next day, and I asked him to read, and he was able to read all the letters like this.
الحركات
فتحة
فتحة
كسرة
كسرة
ضمة.
ضمة
يلا همزة فتحة.
همزة فتحة
أحسنت. ها
ها ها ها فتحة
ها فتحة
ها فتحة
أحسنت. عين
عين فتحة
صح. حا
ها فتحة
حا فتحة
ها فتحة
أحسنت. غين
غين فتحة
غ.
غ
يلا مرة أخرى. غين فتحة غ.
غين فتحة غ
يلا خا.
خا فتحة خ
أحسنت. قاف
قاف قاف قاف
لا بأس. قاف فتحة ق.
قاف قاف فتحة ق
أحسنت. علي صوتك. كاف فتحة
كاف فتحة كاف فتحة ك
كاف فتحة ك.
كاف كاف فتحة ك
أحسنت. جيم
جيم فتحة ج
أحسنت. شين شين فتحة. يلا
شين فتحة ش
أحسنت. يا فتحة.
يا فتحة يا
So look what I'm doing. I pronounce the letter for him. So I say غين. So he say غين فتحة غا. I say خا. Sometimes I have to say to tell him خا فتحة and just stop. He would continue because sometimes because the focus is on the haraka and what makes of the haraka with the letter, so that the child might really forget the letter that he is looking at. So I'm helping him immediately by reminding this is ya, this is kaf, this is, and sometimes I say kaf fatha or dad fatha or sad fatha. Just give him the letter with the fatha to get him used to these new principles. So Fadi went on until he finishes the whole lesson with the fathat. Now he can read the letters with the fathat. Now, I said the first time in this class we will introduce the concept of hija and without hija. Reading with hija means to read like this: Hamza fatha a, Hamza kasra I, a I, Hamza dhamma u, a I u, ha fatha ha, ha kasra hi, ha hi, ha dhamma hu, ha hi hu. This is with hija. Now, once we are finished, I will do without hija. I demonstrate for the child without hija, and I would say to him, now I will read without hija like this: a, ha, a, ha, gha, kha, and I ask him to do the same, and this is what Fadi did actually.
نحاول نقرأ بدون هجاء. بقول أ ه ع ح غ خ ق ك ج أحسنت.
So we just read 3 lines, and when we reach the sheen, he was able to do it by himself to the rest of the lesson like this.
أحسنت. ض أحسنت. رائع.
So now Fadi is able to read with hija and without hija. So we have done with the fathat. I do the same with the kasra, the letters with the kasra. We do them alone. We train the child how to do them in hija and without hija. And then once he is able to do the kasra without any mistake, I leave him to the next class. The next class, I don't do the dhamma. I join the fatha and the kasra by telling him this is how to read them both. Hamza fatha a, hamza kasra I, a I, ha fatha ha, ha kasra hi, ha hi. And I trained him on how to read the fatha with the kasra. Once in hija and once without hija. Without hija would be like this: a I, ha hi, a I. But that's only after he masters with hija. Now, once he masters reading the fatha with the kasra, joining to each other without any mistake, with all letters, I move and teach the dhamma, the letters with the dhamma, hamza dhamma'u, ha dhammahu, ayn dhamma'u, all of the letters with hija and without hija. Once he does that, I leave him to the next class, and then the last class will be how to join the three harakat together in hija and without hija: hamza fatha a, hamza kasra I, hamza dhamma, hamza fatha a, hamza kasra I, hamza dhamma'u, a I u. Always repeat the first with the second. And I finish with hija the whole class or the whole lesson, and then I go back and I do without hija: a I u, ha hi hu, a I u, ha hi hu, and so on and so forth. So that's all related to how to teach al-huruf al-mutaharrika, the huruf with the harakat. Their next class, inshallah, Fadi didn't yet study the kasra or the dhamma. I will train him on the kasra and the dhamma, and I will join them in one lesson, and I will show you different clips of how he is progressing, and then how he is reading in hija and without hija. And there will be some comments on some common mistakes that happen while reading this class, and how to overcome those common mistakes. Once the child is able to read the harakat without any mistakes, he will be able, inshallah, to read the letters that only contains harakat, like those, without those ones that have tanween, because tanween we will be studying later on. So this is all for today. Thank you very much, my dear brothers, for being patient with me. I welcome also any comments from your side or questions that comes to your mind, and also any suggestions that you would like to remind me to do for the next classes. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our good deeds and bless us on the month of Ramadan. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. See you next time إن شاء الله. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
يا حبيب سلام